Hi everybody, I'm Zoe, and today we're going to be drawing the Indian trader from Sadko. He's going to look something like this. Okay, let's get started. So, have your paper, and you're going to start by drawing a circle, not too small, not too big, but you're going to want to leave a lot of room underneath it for the rest of the body. But remember not to make it too small. It should be about this big in relation to the rest of your page. Okay. Got it? Next step. You are going to split your circle in half vertically. And you're going to draw a line all the way down the page, like that. Okay. The next step, you're going to split each half of the circle, once again vertically, in half. Make sure not to just draw two lines. Really make sure you're splitting each side in half. One here, one here. Then, you're going to pick one side, and only do this on one side, and you're going to split it in half one more time. Let's stick to this one side, okay? So make sure you have the same side as me, right here, okay? Now, you're going to split the circle a little bit less than half, but this time, horizontally. So like this. And then, you're going to draw a line at the bottom of the circle. Like this. Okay, you got it? Now, this is actually a little bit trickier than the stuff we've done before, but you're going to measure from the top line to the bottom line, and you're going to bring it down and make a mark on the inside of your finger. So what you're doing is you're measuring that. You're measuring that distance and then you're repeating it. So from here to here is the same as from here to here. I'm just going to make that line a little bit cleaner so you could see it. A little bit darker. See, right? Same here to here and here to here. Okay. So the next step is, remember that same side that we put this extra line on? We're going to go back to that side and just coming off the circle. We're just going to come down a little bit to this line right here. You're just going to come in. See? Like that. Just come in just a little bit. Just to this second line. Then you're going to stay on that side of the face. And you're just going to go diagonally in to the second line in, like this. See? So now we have this nice angle shape. We've drawn from here to here, and then from here to the second line in, right here. And then, from where that line ends, you're going to come back up from here, and you're just going to go to the end of the face and just come around, make it nice and smooth. This is your face. Your face is turned like this. It's actually exactly like this. We're drawing the face looking like this. It's called a 3/4 view because you can see 3/4 of your face, but not the whole thing. It's the front 3/4 side. Okay. Now, around the back of your head, right behind this line on the other side, you're just going to draw an ear that goes from this top horizontal line to this middle horizontal line. Got it? Okay. I'm going to sharpen my pencil really quickly. Make sure your pencils are sharp, because if they're not sharp, you won't be able to draw the way you want to. The lines won't come out well. Okay, so now we're going to go to the nose. So, can you see right here? Right on this line. All the way over here. On this line. You're going to draw a nose, so the point is on the second line across, right? And then it goes a little bit underneath, and then it just goes up. So it's just like a little, like an arrow facing that way, like that. Okay. And then you are going to come back up that line, right? Follow it with your finger, and then come up here. And you're just going to draw like a little hoop, which is your eyebrow. It's just going to go in between this line and then the side of your face. And you can make it a little thick because he's a guy and he probably has thick eyebrows. And then you're going to put in your other eyebrow. And your other eyebrow is going to be once again thick, but this time you're going to draw it over here. So what you're going to do is, you see here's that one line, you drew it on the other side of this line. Now you're going to skip this line and you're going to draw it on this line. So see where the ear line is? You're going to draw it on the line next to the ear line. Then you have a line here. Then you have your last line, right? Okay. So next to your ear line, your eyebrow. Got it? Okay. Now let's go to the eyes. The eyes are going to be a little easier because they're going to be right underneath the eyebrows. So now you know where, if you know where the eyebrows are, you're going to know where your eyes are. Make sure your eyes aren't longer than your eyebrows. Your eyebrows are always a little longer than your eyes. So you should be able to see right here. So underneath, so this time when you drew your eyebrows, they were above the first horizontal line. This time they're going to be underneath the first horizontal line. And they're just going to be gentle hoops, right? You can make them just a little bit thicker. And then we're going to go on to our lower eyelid. Lower eyelid is just going to be gently round, halfway down what I call the eye box, which is between the first and second horizontal lines, halfway between there, right? Just a little round line like that. Okay. Then on the inside of each eye, you're going to draw a half circle, which is the inside of the eye. It's your pupil and everything, right? See that part? Wow. Okay. And then you're going to draw another half circle inside that. Make sure they're in the same place in each eye. That's a highlight. You're going to leave it white. Not sure if you can see this. There you go. See that little part right there? That is your highlight. And you're going to leave that white, and you're going to color in the rest of that half circle like this. Ta-da! And then you're just going to draw what I call an upper eyelid. It's another eyelid. It's a line that goes, just a really thin line that goes above the eyelid. Right here. Here. There you go. Now, I'm going to draw the mouth. So, you can give him a smile. It's going to go from where the nose starts to this line right here that goes through your eye. It's going to be underneath the nose. And then, once you've done that, you can draw a little lower lip. So you draw this little line, it shows where the bottom of your lower lip is, like this part right here. See? Got it? Okay. Let's move on to the next step. Let's put an ear detail inside our ear. It's just like a little squiggle. That's the earlobe, that's the top. It's like if you look at your ear, can't see my ear. If you look at your ear, it's just this part right here that we've drawn. Just the outside and then the beginning of the earlobe. Okay. Now, he's wearing a really fancy hat called a turban, and we're going to draw that turban. So we're going to make it into pieces. So we're going to start by drawing a guideline for the turban. So we're going to draw it lightly like the other guidelines. We're going to draw this. It looks like a giant cap, like half a ball. Like if you're playing ball and your ball hits a rock and it gets deflated, it kind of looks like that, like there's a soft ball on his head. So then start by drawing that. And then on the other side, you're going to draw another soft ball coming underneath that. So remember, it's two pieces of fabric, not actually a soft ball. It's a hat. It's a hat that's tied. So, oh, and then this side, it comes into his ear, and his ear just, it's like he tucks it under his ear, and his ear just comes up over it. So, then, we're going to split each piece into pieces. So I started by splitting this into two pieces. I drew one piece like this, another piece above it. I'm going to draw I'm going to split it maybe into two more. Because it's split into pieces because it's wrapped. You see what I'm saying? It looks like wrapping when you're wrapping something again and again, right? And then this side is also going to be split into a couple pieces like this. And now he has this fancy pin on it that keeps it all together. So I'm going to make it look like a flower. You don't have to make it look like a flower. If you want, you can change the shape and have some fun with it. But I thought this looked like a fun flower. So put it right here, and there's your pin. Okay. Now, the next step is that he has some hair, but you can't see very much of it because he's wearing that hat. So I'm going to draw in the outlines of just the little part you can see. There's really only a little bit you can see. And it's right here. So it just goes underneath his ear and then like that into the hat. And I'm going to color it in black. You don't have to because you can color it any color you want, but I'm coloring in black just so you can see. And it's going to be right here. That's his hair. And he has just a little bit around the back. So like this. Just a little bit around the back of his head. Ta-da! Stop before this line, because this line is where his neck comes from. So remember how we measured from line 1 to line 2 to get to line 3? So in other words, the basically this line where right below the eyebrows to this line where the nose is, that's the same distance as the nose to the chin. So we're going to measure that again. Da-da-da-da-da. Bring it down. Oops, can you see okay? And right, so it's this to this, and we're going to measure that again, and I'm going to make that just a little bit darker so you could see it, like that. And that is a guideline for our shoulders. So make that line a little longer, even a little too long. Make it too long, like that. That way you really have some freedom with it. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated. Let's see. How should I sit so you can see this better? Okay. How about like this? Okay, so you're going to measure from the inside of the ear to the side of the head. So from right here to right here. So see where the inside of the ear is? You're going to measure from here to here. And you're going to put one finger without moving the distance. You can do it with your pencil too if it makes it easier. You're going to go to the middle line, put one finger to the middle line, and make a mark where the other one falls. So let's see, from here to here, middle line, mark where the other one falls. So there's my mark. And then I'm going to do it on the other side too. Middle line, mark where the other one falls. There you have it. Okay. And these lines, just going to make a little bit longer. Like this, right? See what I'm saying? So like that. You might need, to make sure you measure this right, you might need to ask an assistant or an adult or a friend. So if you don't understand, ask someone. They'll help. So then underneath each one of those lines where they meet, you're going to draw a circle. These are shoulder circles. So you know how in your shoulder it can move around because there's a nice joint? That's your joint. It doesn't really look like that, but it's a guideline for your joint, right? Okay. So then you're going to draw a line from the top, from the top of your shoulder circle to your chin. So I'm going to do one side so you can see. So here's one side. So I went around the top of the shoulder and then to the chin, right? I'm going to do it on the other side. Like this, right? So this looks pretty funny, but that's because it's a guideline. It's not going to stay like this forever. Don't worry. So what it's really going to look like is a lot more like this. Remember your necklines? Those are the lines on the outside. The lines on the outside, the farthest most lines, right? Yes. So these are the lines that really stay. This little one right here, it just goes like that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And when you're done, you'll be able to erase the triangle on the inside. Hold on, this side actually should probably come a little bit in like this. You see, so it just goes a little bit in like this, and that's the shoulder on the other side, right? Okay. So now, remember where the top of your head circle was? Remember we had this head circle? It's going to draw it a little darker in here. Right, do you remember? It's right here. the head circle, I'm just going to make a point where the very top of my head circle is, so that way you can see. I'm going to make it dark. It's actually right above my flower. See right here? So I'm going to measure. Okay. I'm going to measure from there to there, right? And then I'm going to move that to the chin to here. And then I'm going to make a mark where that falls. Hold on. That's better. Okay, now you can see. So from the top of the head to the chin, and then from the chin to wherever my hand falls, and I'm going to make a little mark. So I'm going to just check it to make sure I measured it right, because that was an uncomfortable position. And it's right. So that's one head, right? Now I'm going to measure. It's not really another head, but it's like that. So I'm going to measure it again, measure this, and I'm going to take it to here, so to the mark I just made. So now you have 3 heads, because you have this head plus 2 extra heads. Hold on. And this one's actually a little too short. Hold on. I'm going to erase that other mark to the best I can, because I measured it wrong because of the position. And then I'm just going to do it one more time. So I measured 1 head, 2 heads, and then 3 heads, like that. Remember, if you don't understand, you can ask a friend or an assistant or an adult for help. Okay. So now, we're going to draw. We're going to draw. Yeah, okay. We're going to draw a rectangle shape. It's kind of like a rectangle. In between the 2 shoulder circles, we're going to draw 2 lines that go a little bit, just a little bit in, right? It gets a little thinner, and then you're just going to draw a line like that. It's kind of like a rectangle, but it gets a little thinner. And then, then you're going to, then in between this point and this point, but a little farther down, right? Not exactly in the middle, a little bit farther down, you're going to draw a line across. I do that line really lightly because it's a guideline, so I'm just going to make it a little darker. That way you can see it a little better. Can you see this line, right? Okay. Now, you're going to have elbow circles, elbow joints on that line. So, you're going to, underneath the shoulder circles, but out a little bit, right? So just here's the shoulders, and here's the elbows. They're just a little bit farther out, right? Can you see okay? So, and then you're going to connect it with a line. That's like a fake bone. So like these are fake joints. This is just like a big fake bone. Because drawing real bones would be hard and wouldn't really help. So, okay. So now, you're going to make it into like a carrot, but the carrot, at the end of a carrot, is, instead of it being pointy, it's like a stub. So, that's kind of gross, isn't it? Saying it's a stub, but I don't mean it in a gross way, because then it goes back out again. So, here's your stubby carrot. It's a stubby carrot. It's like a baby carrot, you know? Little carrots, it's like a baby carrot. You're going to make the top of his arms into baby carrots. So you're going to go around the shoulder and just continue until you get to the sides of the circle, right? And then this part, instead of going all the way up to the armpit is actually behind here. It's right here, right? But you can't really see that when I'm wearing all purple, dark purple, so you can't really see anyway. But his armpit would be right over here, behind his body, but you can't see it because his arms are down. So it's just going to go into the body. Not like over here, because that would make him really, really, really fat. But over here, because that would make him pretty normal. Okay. On one side, we're going to make his arm going up like, hi. So, we're going to, so right next to, I'm going to make it this side. So right next to his shoulder circle on this side, but a little bit underneath, you're going to make a small circle. Can you see that? A small circle. And then you're going to connect it back to the elbow, going over the arm with another fake bone. Okay. And then you're going to make another stubby baby carrot. A baby carrot of an arm going around here. Like this. Ta-da! So now his arm is up, so it's like he's about to say, hello, I'm waving hello. Hi guys. And so now we just have to do the hand. And the hand is not that hard, don't worry, because he's waving, you can see all the fingers really clearly, and you don't have to do anything complicated with them, like rah, rah, rah. It's just kind of like that. So coming out of there, you're going to draw a big triangle, like that. Because if you see, my hand is really big, and so is yours. Everyone's hands are bigger than we think they are. They're about half the size of our face. Not half the size of our head, but half the size of our face, and that's pretty big. So his hand should also end up being half the size of his face. This is just, for right now, this is just a guideline for the palm of his hand, so it's just this part. It kind of looks like a triangle, right, when you get rid of all this stuff, the fingers and the thumb and everything. Okay. And the thumb, because he's palm out, his palm is facing out, is going to be pointing into us. So now we're going to extend this. We're going to extend this triangle with another triangle about the same size, which is a guideline for your fingers. Your fingers are going to go in here, just the 4, right? We're going to deal with the thumb separately. So inside there, you can start by drawing a pinky, right? A pinky is your shortest finger. Then your I guess your ring finger is the next one. It's longer. So it's just like that. You just draw. They're like carrots. They're really like carrots. Then you're gonna. Everything's like a carrot. The whole human body, just carrots. And then the third finger is the longest, right? It's always the longest. Like that. Third finger is the longest. Then we're gonna get to the pointer finger, which is going to be pointing out a little bit, right? Pointer finger pointing out. And now for the thumb. The thumb is going to be, so remember the thumb starts over here, right? Not over here. The thumb isn't where the other fingers are. It's over here. So it's down lower. So you're gonna cut into this box, right? You're gonna cut into here to draw the beginning of the thumb, and it's gonna go out to halfway through your fingers approximately, and then it's gonna come back out, and you're gonna reform the hand so that it has a thumb area. Here, see, here's your thumb. Ta-da! Thumb. And so, there's something, wait, hold on. Yeah, that's the same, sorry. Okay, and then the other side of the arm, you're just going to draw just a little bit of, you're just going to draw a little bit of the bottom of the arm, the amount that goes down to here. That way it's even, and it doesn't look like you just, like, stop drawing it. That way, it gives the illusion of there being more of the body. But, so people think there's more of a body, but you really only do half. Drawing is fun, right? Okay, so now we're going to give him a collar. So we're going to make him look a little bit, we're going to give him clothing that's a lot like the opera singers, the clothing that the singer's wearing in the video that you saw, if that's the same one as the one I saw. So, so around his neck, you're just going to draw, a U. This is the beginning of his collar. We're going to draw little pieces, a lot like these, on his, around the U. So, here we go. Here's your pieces around the U. You're going to draw those. If you don't like the shape, you can make them pointier, you can make them rounder, you can make them wobbly. Really, it's up to you. You can design away. Then, he has a coat. He has like a jacket kind of coat. So these lines right here next to the collar is his coat. It's his jacket. And then on the inside, he's wearing some kind of waistband. The waistband will start. See where this line is, where the elbows are? It starts a little above that. And then mine is I colored mine in black. but you don't have to. I'm just gonna, you can make it any color you want, of course. But I'm coloring it in just so that you remember that that's a separate piece of clothing. Here you go. Separate piece of clothing, ta-da! And then he has, just like a design on his shirt where the buttons go. So, draw 2 lines and then a line here, because what that is in really fancy shirts, they have like a piece of fabric that's sewn in a way so that it covers up the buttons and hides them. So the buttons are underneath it. You just, reach underneath for the buttons. So that's what that is. It's fancy. And then his, you can draw his jacket sleeve over here, and it just connects back down to here. So that's his jacket, and then he has a shirt underneath it. So, let's see, and then his shirt sleeve, let's say it's here. Ta-da, shirt sleeve. Now you have done all of the drawing for the penciling, and we're going to ink. So, I need a pen. Oh, here's my pens. Okay, I'm gonna get out a pen. And so I drew mine in green so it's easier to see. You've drawn yours in pencil, which is erasable, unlike mine. So I'm just going to ink it in this black pen, which is a lot like the ones you have, and make sure it works first. Just draw a little to make sure it works. And then when we finish inking all of it, make sure you're inking the right lines and not the guidelines, right? That's why we're doing it together. But when you're done inking all of it, then you can erase it, and all the pencil lines will go away. But in my case, they'll all still be there because I drew it in green. Okay, so let's start. We're gonna go in a similar order to the way we drew it originally. So let's start by doing the jaw up to here, right? There's the jaw. And let's draw the nose, the eyebrows, nose, eyebrows. Yeah, let's draw the nose and the eyebrows. How about that? Can you see the nose and the eyebrows, right? Good, okay. Then you're gonna draw your eye parts, so your upper eyelids, the insides of your eye, and you can color the black part in black and leave the highlight, like before. The upper eyelids, upper eyelids, lower eyelids, right? So like this. Ta-da! Okay. And then your mouth, and your lower lip, your ear detail. So you should have all of this done, right? You see? Now let's move on to the turban. So instead of drawing the big pieces, we're not going to draw the big pieces like we did before. We're just going to draw the smaller pieces. So piece 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. See, I drew my 4 pieces like that. And now I'm going to draw my pieces on this side. Ta-da, like that. Now I'm going to go and draw his flower ornament that I think it's like a pin, like a hat pin. And once again, if you have a different shaped pin, just draw it in. Didn't have to be a flower. Now you're going to draw the outlines of the hair. And once again, you like I said before, you don't have to color it in black. I'm coloring it in black because I feel like it. And it'll be easier for you to see, but you do not have to. Here we go, so like that, right? So there's his hair. So now, moving on to the neck. Here's something that is funny, is that you can't, for some reason, if you draw with a pen on colored pencil, it dries up the pen. I have no idea why, but I really don't know, because on regular pencil it works fine. So now I just drew in these 2 necklines, remember? And now, I'm going to draw in the shoulder. Always wondered why that is. So, okay. I'm going to draw in the shoulders on both sides, right? So just this part, right? Can you see? Just that part that's in black. Cool. Okay. So now, you're going to draw just the outside of the arms, right? Just the very outside. Until, of course, this arm. Until you get to the part of this arm. So just this part and then that part. Okay, now we're going to draw the insides of the body. Don't draw the bottom line. Don't draw the line that we cut it off to. Because then it'll look like he's a stump. Like that he's just like a moving stump. So just draw these lines right here. So don't draw this. Just draw these lines, right? Okay. Now we're going to draw the inside of this line, the inside of this arm. So if you draw the inside right here, you're done with this arm. Now we're moving on to this arm. So start by drawing the jacket part right here. So just draw around there. And then you're just going to draw back down from there and up. So like this. You're going to go back down and up like that. And then you're going to draw the inside of the arm. So the part that's underneath the jacket. So like that. Ta-da! So now you should have this entire arm inked in. So you've drawn this part, around, up, and back down. And now we're going to draw the hand. Hold on 1 second while I draw the hand. So you're just going to outline the fingers, make them nice and pretty, and then you're going to draw it back down to where the wrist is and into the sleeve. Ta-da! Okay, now we're almost there. Just have to outline the clothing details. This pen is almost dead, but that's okay. Okay, so draw the 2 lines of his jacket right here and here. And then we're going to draw the round part of the collar right here. And then we're going to draw the two collar parts over here. And the fancy shirt details from before. This. And then outline the top of this part that I colored in, but you don't have to color in right here. See, just outline the top. And now, if you have inked all of this, then you are done, and you can erase it, and then you'll find out what to do next. Congratulations. Bye.